Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Northoak Township. So today we're putting down a little bit of nitrogen, and we got the farm all over here. I almost said McCormick again. I don't know why I keep saying McCormick for this thing. Anyways, I got the, the farm all over here, and we got the Osmocot, I guess. Osmocot. And that's what N looks like in there, apparently. One of the nice things about if you spread solid fertilizer down, it actually has a color. So this is pink in this case, and if you put, I think it's PK, it's blue. So you can see what you put down, which is a really nice little feature of these solid spreaders like this, as opposed to the spray, which you can't really tell what you put down. So it's one of the little tips. Anyways, I have them on set them up on course play, strangely enough, just because that's what I tend to do a lot, I guess. So I have him set up right now to do. He's just going up and down the field, and I was more curious about anything else, and that's what I was curious about, whether or not he was going to be able to make that turn, make those turns, I guess, because there's more than one of them now. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not the case. So what I'll have to do is this. What was this? 13. Let's go 13, and then we go 2 headlands. And then we'll go generate the course. And then set that up. And let's see where... Yeah, that's better. So he's done this. But he has not done this one right here. And the reason why I set it up for two headlands, like I could do this myself too. I was just kind of curious to see what was going to be the outcome, which is the reason why I did that. I was like, let's see how this plays out. And also I wasn't sure whether or not, let's save this as F13 spread, what was this? 13 meters plus refill. So yeah, by adding the extra headland now, he won't run into the fence anymore, which is nice. So he's gonna have to I think he's gonna have to. It looks like he's going to have to refill. Apparently, it looks like you don't use as much N as you do PK, which is kind of interesting. It just seems that way, at least. So, anyways, let that guy do what he's doing here. So, back at the main farm here, we have a couple things going on. Let's check on our cows, actually. What's the cow situation like? How are they doing? Cows are 80% efficiency. Could use some more silage. We probably have some, actually. They need some water. Okay, we can take care of that. Let's go ahead and grab our John Deere 4020 over here. It's funny, these dualies, they just magically come on every single time. I don't know why they do that, but they always do. Alright, let's grab our water tanker over here and get some water for our cattle. And there we go. Now the funny thing is you got to find out where it is. And on this map, excuse me, on this map there's actually a little tap right here. It's not obvious, but it's right there. That little thing. I think I pointed it out before, but I just think it's like, really? It's like right there? It's like super small too. Anyways, I don't know why. I guess, you know, in real life it wouldn't be very, like, there wouldn't be a sign or anything that says, hey, this is water right here. But it does help sometimes. Alright, let's make a little Yui here. We'll give our cows some, not quite that big of a Yui. There we go. The funny thing about this tractor is the way you turn your camera, I think it's angled just a smidge. So like, it angles it down when you turn. So it's really, it's kind of strange. There we go. Give them a little bit of water, which is over here on the far side. Like so. think they're going to take the whole thing. Like, if memory serves. Chickens. Oops. Yeah, they need 3,600, so this is going to take the whole thing. And then some if I want to give them a full. Straw they're okay with for now. And silage they're okay with for now. Perfect. Alright. Very good. Guess we'll just drive through the gate. What we can do is we can give our cows a little bit more silage, but I think it'll be fine for now. Let's just bring that over here once again. There we are. Good. Alright, so our farm, I almost said farm McCormick. Our farm was just finishing up here, and apparently it's going to miss that little section at the end there. So one of the interesting things I discovered from doing this was that 2 headlands is optimal with this tiny little spreader, and for whatever reason the refill point on this map isn't considered, I guess it's not courseplay friendly is what I'm trying to say. So normally when you would drive past the point with courseplay it would pick it up, but in this context with this particular trigger it didn't. So if you encounter situations like that, what you need to do is put a waypoint. That's what you need to do. You put a little waypoint here. So I didn't put a waypoint, so what will happen is it'll just drive straight through. But because I'm right here, I can just, you know, as he's driving past, I can refill it. But that's what happens basically. So you just drive straight through the point without actually stopping. So that's the problem you run into with this. So let's go ahead and refill it. And finish off the last little bit there. So all our fields basically need N right now. So trying to bring it up to optimal yields. Then we'll go from there. I may have to upgrade this spreader though. 750 liters is awfully small. And it seems to take for, well, it's not necessarily spreading, it doesn't take forever per se. It's more the going back and refilling every single time. It takes a while. I suppose I don't know, do I have any mods that could, I do, I suppose, have some mods that could help in this scenario. Alright, let's get this last little bit here that I've missed like multiple times now. We're just going to do this manually because Coursplay's not going to play nice. Especially with the refilling part, so. Oh, there we go. It looks so colorful on this field. Who would have thought? There we go. So, that needs a day. So we're day 4. So technically, if I was keeping a log, what I would do is like day 4, spread N, something like that. And that's what we kind of have to do on the server because everyone comes on at different times. So we have to like kind of adjust and say, hey, I did this sort of thing. So this field also needs N as well. So let me get that set up and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, just working away on another field here. I got the farm all finishing up. They're doing this field right here. And what I did was I put a waiting point at the refill point. And basically what will happen is they'll just wait there until you have to manually tab to the vehicle and then hit refill basically. But once it's refilled, it'll just continue on after that by itself. So that's the nice thing about it. Ooh. Oh, that's why. I was like, what's going on there? Anyways, so we do have, or we should say we just have, the corn here as well. And this is I asked you guys what you would like us to do with the corn. And some people said they wanted to see the old school harvester. Not that one. The one I'm referring to is this guy right here. We actually don't have enough money for that. That's funny. So let's just do this. We'll just borrow 5 grand. And that should be enough to actually buy it. Because it's a super cheap harvester. Here we go. Case. So we don't actually have any case tractors. So what we'll do is we'll grab this guy. and just head down to where we want to go with it, basically. And I don't know if this is the most powerful tractor we have right now, so I think this one will be fine. I think the other ones probably would be fine too. But this one also goes a bit faster than the other tractors, which is a nice little bonus. So it makes our lives a bit easier when it comes to traveling around the map, which is nice. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, I'll get to the field and then we'll come back in a moment. Alright, so we're back, and this corn harvester is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. You can't do. I was just wondering if you could do anything from the outside. But it's actually a lot. Why is there a conveyor belt? It must be the chaff, I guess, comes out of it. I don't know if it actually does that. No, it's not visual. Anyways, so one downfall of this is that because we have drive control installed, one of the downfalls is running into trees because it's tall, apparently, and it doesn't like turning in on itself. Okay, it's a bit finicky apparently. It's partially my driving though. Okay, so we're just gonna drive on the field to get away from that tree. But one of the weird things about it is that it doesn't, because we have drive control installed, what's happening is, I think it's almost the same width as like the tires, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So what kind of happens is, the tires will kind of destroy some of the crop, because you can almost not get close enough to get all the crop you want to. And I don't, there doesn't appear to be any way to, stick the, the corn harvester further out than it already is. So but that's how it works right there. You can see it dropping the corn right into our hopper that has holes in it. I guess those are like people, so you can see like how full it is by looking back. So like you can do this and go, oh, it's at, this big or whatever. No, we're not going to go at 1 kilometer an hour. That's ridiculous. But it is kind of strange, because what happens is, basically, as I'm driving and trying to get as close as possible, I'm actually destroying part of the crop with my tires. So it's the same situation as the other pull-behind harvester that we had. But it gives you an idea of what it's like. Actually, it's pretty cool. Oh, it does do that. Okay, there you go. So you can see the chaff coming out right there. That's kind of neat, actually. I didn't think he was going to animate that, but he totally did. That's pretty sweet. But this field's going to take a while, I think, like this. Just a little bit of time. But it gives you an idea how this corn harvester works, which is pretty cool, actually. I don't know if you could... I don't know. I'm not sure if I don't think Courseplay would even be able to recognize the width of this thing, or would it? Oh, it does. Apparently it does. That's interesting. I think the problem is, I don't know if it's recognized. A lot of the pull-behind harvesters don't work very well with Courseplay, if you've ever tried. Some of them do, some of them don't. It just depends on how you set it up, but usually it doesn't play very nice. That's what I'm trying to say. 23% full now. Get back into in-cab view. So this is what I've been trying to do. So like trying to keep the front tire away from the corn. Actually, I was reading an article the other day about sweet corn, I think it was, and apparently it wasn't. The season was actually much shorter than it normally is for sweet corn, which is unfortunate for those people who grow sweet corn this year. There grew sweet corn this year, so that's kind of interesting actually. It was due to like the weather, as per normal, basically. So this year was a bit of a. Oh, you can actually see the cobs going up there too. Neat. It was a bit of a drier year for a lot of Ontario, so some places got a lot of water, but most of Ontario didn't get a whole lot of water, so yields weren't as high as people would have liked, and it was a double whammy when it came to corn actually, because yields were low and price went down too. So normally when the yield is low, everyone's yield's low, but it wasn't the case this year, so. It was only the case for Ontario, so people who grew corn in Ontario didn't have a very good year for corn because the price of corn went down and the yield went down. But usually it's the opposite. Usually it'll be like, if the yield goes down, the price goes up, sort of thing. So that's usually what happens. That's usually what happens. But this year it was a... I feel like the tires are really huge in this thing. Like, it's difficult. It's difficult to gauge, actually. It's like, I'm trying not to drive over things, but doesn't matter how close I seem to get, I'm still driving over things. So, I don't know what the deal is there. But, it's a pull behind harvester. It works fairly well. I wouldn't make it a regular part of my harvesting tactics, because it's very time consuming. But if you like the old school style, it's pretty neat. I don't know if you can see it or not, but the cobs of corn are actually going, if you look right here, look, why is there those things on there? They're like two eagles. Anyways, if you look at where the, it's like you have the, I don't even call these things, the teeth that pull the corn cob back here, and you'll see them go over this little area here. It's kind of neat if you look carefully. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's pretty cool to see. Again, driving over crops. I don't know if there's a better way to, like... I wonder if this was... I wonder if it was this inefficient when it was first used. I can only assume it was. Let's see. How does GPS determine this thing? Let's find out. Oh, that's going to be the problem. So, like, let's say I align the course. It's going to think that... well, we're still getting some. Because, like, the way it works, like, if you look at the alignment there, you see how we're, like, basically on the other line here, and this is what's going to happen. See how it just changed there? That's what usually happens with Courseplay, or with Courseplay, with GPS when you have situations like that, so. Oh, well. So we're almost at 50%. Almost being the key word here. But I don't know what the horsepower requirement on this would be. Imagine it would be like not crazy high, given the fact that it's supposed to be like a old school style corn harvester. What did it say? 20 horsepower. So technically it's 2 meters wide. But technically any of the older tractors I have could have handled this, theoretically. But this one just moves a bit faster. That's why I picked this one up. 47%. So the hard part is trying to get enough crop into the harvester while not destroying crop. But, like, I don't know. It's kind of funny because it really doesn't get very much. Not at all. Well, you try and get as much as you can in the harvester, I guess. I don't know. This must have been like, can you imagine them doing this in real life? Like back in the day? Can't imagine. They still use something like this for like test plots sometimes. But on an actual farm, like a running farm, I don't know how common something like this would be. Like I said, maybe for test plots or some very specific purposes, but for like a for an ongoing thing, I don't think so. I don't think, at least. I don't know. There we are. Very nice. All right, so let's back up here. Let's see what this thing looks like when you unload it. So that's good. Whoa, 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 too much, too much. Yeah, so be careful of that. Let's see. Where's my truck? I got the grain gravity wagon in the back of the truck. This older truck probably has enough horsepower to pull it, I imagine. The nice thing about the truck is it does move pretty quickly. In comparison to all the vehicles on the maps, I was like, ooh, I can go so fast right now. That's what it feels like. Because everything else on the map is kind of like slow. In comparison. Because like even going, I think the fastest vehicle we have is like 50 kilometers, so. When you can travel around the map at 80, it seems like light speed. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Let's get zoomed in here. Oh, that was really quick. Holy smokes. Really? What's going on? Oh, it's because it dumped it into the truck. I was like, what's going on here? There it goes. Oh, that's kind of nice. It's not a bad little fill plane. Very cool. Nice. Looks like soybeans, actually. There you go. That is that. And then what you can do is you can always store it. So let's try that as well, because we haven't really done that yet. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so we're back, and I got the Farm King set up, and I have the 4020 on it. I've never used this thing before. Apparently this is what you... Oh, you can actually do it from here. That's pretty sweet, actually. You can turn it on right from there. That's neat. I don't know... Can I come over here and see how full this is? Or do I have to, like, hop into it? Maybe you have to hop into it. Oh, okay, there we go. Alright, so let's give it a go, I guess. That's kind of interesting. So what we need to do is do a little bit of a U-ey here. Just because the way the gravity cart works, or the gravity wagon. And swing around here, like so. And I don't know, does this trigger, okay, it's big enough, okay. So it's just a question of getting close to it, without running into it. So, that should be okay. I don't know if I should see a, maybe I should see a unload. Maybe it needs to be closer. Or maybe, I don't know if it, maybe it's non-collidable or something, so you can just drive right over it. Let's find out. Let's just try slowly. Because it might be the case, just the way Farm Sim works. Yeah, it seems like it. Oh no, not quite. Yeah, there it is. So I guess technically what you would do is you would swing this out underneath. That's what you kind of do. So let's see how this works. So we put a little bit of tiny bit of grain in there. I just want to see if it actually got into here. Oh, there you go, 149 liters. Sweet. I wasn't sure because if you look, if I hop in here and you look at the top, I don't know. Does it really need to be in the little center part, or can it be like anywhere above it? That's what I was kind of curious about. All right, let's go ahead and unload the rest of that grain in there. Oh, there you go. That's kind of neat. I don't know if I can do that with the truck too. Oh, I can, it seems. There you go. Seems like it would be a little interesting. So technically this is what I would have set up. I would have the 4020. That's how you'd have to have it set up. Someone mentioned that there would be the only one that really has enough horsepower to do it, and they're totally right in this context. Sweet, there you go. So what I'll do is I'll harvest the rest of that corn, I'll put it in the silo here, and we'll go from there, folks. So that's it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Northoak Township, checking out the auger, seeing how it actually works, and also just spraying a little bit of nitrogen on the fields. My name is Robson. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Northoak Township. Catch you guys later.